Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate you guys for joining me tonight. I like to say thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed to me. I can't say how much I thank you. You guys are the greatest, and I really appreciate you. And while you're at it, if you're new to this channel and you happen to find me somehow, you stumbled on the wrong end of the internet, and you've kind of skipped somewhere between the dark web and hell, you've probably accidentally stumbled upon this channel. And if that's what's happened to you, please make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, and that kind of motivates me even more to make new and more content. I want to talk to you today about two things. The first thing I want to talk to you about today is it is my divorce anniversary. It is my 5-year divorce anniversary. And yes, it's something I just made up not too long ago. I kind of like what it is. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have been divorced. I was married for about 26 years. And the person I was married to was a horrible effing person. They just, there's no bones about it. They were horrible. They were so much of a bad person that they started to make me a bad person. Now, gentlemen and ladies, but mostly gentlemen, I'm going to give you some advice about marriage and divorce. My advice to you about marriage is if you don't have to, if there's no law that says you have to do it, no one's holding a gun to your head, you're not going to die if you don't do it, get married, don't do it. Find something else to do. Buy a pet, get a motorcycle, join the military, which, I mean, it's up to you if you do that. Travel the world, learn something about yourself, find yourself, whatever the hell that means. Do something with your life. Buy things in your own name. Don't put anybody else's name on it. Never get a bank account with anybody else attached to your bank account. Please be sure and protect your name, because believe it or not, your name is the most important thing in a marriage outside of the finances. But if you can avoid it, by all means, do not get married unless you have to, or you have saved enough financially, hidden it away very smartly, gotten very good lawyers, and taken care of your finances to where you will not be broke and destitute when she finally decides to leave you for whomever or whatever. And ladies, the same. Protect yourselves at all costs. You guys are smarter at being sneaky than we are. We're amateurs when it comes to most ladies, but not all ladies are crooked, evil, conniving bitches. Just the one I was married to. But for those of you women out there, I'm not demeaning you, but there are some of you out there that are crooked, no good, conniving, lying bitches. Watch those women, gentlemen. Don't fuck with them. But yes, so it's my divorce anniversary. I am enjoying myself. It's also 420. I don't do marijuana. I've never done drugs in my life. But there's days when I probably feel that I should, but I won't, because it's just not me. It's not something I'm into. Maybe when I retire again and I have no job ever to go to, I might just try edibles. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I'll let you know when I retire again, and we'll see what happens there. But anyway, outside of the divorce anniversary and marriage stuff, gentlemen, don't forget the advice I just gave you. Ladies, same thing can apply to you as well. Enjoy your life. It's the only one that you've got. There's nothing afterwards. If you don't want to get married, if you don't need to get married, if you don't have to get married, don't do it. Keep yourselves happy. You're a star player. If you cannot make yourself happy on your own, you're damn sure not going to be able to be happy with someone else. Just some advice. All right, so now that I've been running this video for about 4 minutes and 20 seconds, we're going to switch over to Derek Chauvin trial. So in the Derek Chauvin trial, thankfully he was found guilty of all 3 charges. Yippee. But the problem is still going to be, there's a few problems with this that I have with it personally. Number one is that this should have never happened and gotten to this point. I could start back in 1619 to why none of this should have ever happened, but that's just 400 years back. I'm going to try to make this short as I possibly can to help you guys who don't understand what I'm going to say and why it is the truth. George Floyd, had he actually committed a crime, should have been arrested and afforded the opportunity to be judged by a jury of his peers, and we would have not had to have all this happen today. It is because of the shitty, shoddy, and the racist, habitually racist, systemically racist police forces that we have across the United States. They are intentionally this way. They intentionally treat people of color the way that they do because it's how they've been trained to treat us. Not you, if you have light white skin or whatever. They won't treat you that way. But us, they will treat that way because it's how they've been trained to treat us. If that were not the case, George Floyd would be alive right now, and Derek Chauvin would not be going to prison for however much time he's going to go. And speaking of that time that he's going to go to prison, if he gets all the time, it would be out of this world, which I doubt very seriously, because you have to remember, he is a white male and he was a cop in the United States. So they get special favor no matter what. So at the most, and this is just my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, it's not what I do professionally, dealing in law, but just in my opinion, I firmly feel and believe that Derek Chauvin will get 10 years or less time that he will actually serve for the crimes that he has committed. Period. If you're thinking that he's going to get 75 years, 60 years, 40 years, whatever, think again. Our justice system is set up specifically to harbor criminals, the police, and make sure that people that look like him, Caucasians, don't get punished the same way that if George Floyd had killed Derek Chauvin, this trial would have been about 2 minutes long, and George Floyd will be sitting in prison for the rest of his life, and he would be buried in a prison somewhere. He would get 300-400 years off jump because he's a black man. They would have thrown everything at him that they possibly could have. They would have made it stick, and he would be sitting in prison for the rest of his natural life, no doubt about it, had he killed Derek Chauvin. But since it's the other way around, and black people don't get the same respect as whites do, obviously Derek Chauvin will not serve a whole lot of time in prison. My opinion, I could be wrong. You never know. Crazier things have happened. But I doubt very seriously he will get all the time that he should get and that he deserves to get. He deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison, sweating whether or not that shank is going to come and when it's going to come. That's what he should be doing for the rest of his life, dreading whether or not he's going to get shanked or not. He should spend the rest of his life in prison, having to huddle up with his white supremacist Aryan brothers in prison, which you know he's going to have, wondering not whether they're going to sell his ass for money or cigarettes. That's what he should be spending the rest of his every waking moment and every sleeping second, if he gets any, thinking about what's going to happen to his ass, literally and figuratively. That's what should happen to Derek Chauvin. But the reason why it won't happen is because of the society that we live in that holds no value towards people of color. Zero value, because if they did, this trial would have been about 2 minutes long. How can you have this much video evidence and have a fucking trial to determine as to whether or not someone murdered someone when everyone on the planet damn near has seen it, watched it happen in real time as this man murdered another human being? Without question, had the tables been turned, this trial wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes. Period. For those people who are saying that we've hit a milestone and things are starting to change, shit ain't fucking changed. Ain't shit changed. Stop fooling yourselves. Ain't a fucking thing changed. If things were going to change, they would have changed in 1619 when someone would have stood up and said, hey, this is fucking wrong. People of color, black people, Africans shouldn't be used as chattel. We shouldn't be using people to build a fucking country to turn around and beat and abuse them and discriminate against them for the rest of their fucking lives. At 1619, they should have said, no, fuck this, this is wrong. But that didn't happen. That's why we are here today with this shit. And tomorrow, we'll be back at it again. Because they couldn't even last a fucking year without killing another unarmed black. It couldn't even last 5 minutes. They'll be killing more unarmed black men because they're scary little bitches. Because all cops are bastards and they can't help themselves because that's how they're trained. I don't care who the cop is. I don't care if they're your mom, your dad, your brother, cousin, uncle, best fucking friend. I have friends, or used to have friends, that are cops. Nice. On their face, they're nice. But all cops are fucking bastards because these same people that I know, I guarantee you that if one of their fellow cops did something wrong, they would cover for that other cop. So there's no such thing as a good cop, because every cop will cover for each and every other cop. No matter how dirty they are, no matter how many laws they break, they will cover for that other cop. It's criminal, and they're culpable for those fuckers doing the things that they do. They're all criminals. You can't be a good cop, because if you're a good cop, you're an unemployed cop. Period. That's how you know a good cop. Because a good cop will be unemployed immediately the second they say, hey, that's wrong. That's how you know who a good cop is. There's a young lady, who's a black lady, lost her job in like 2006 or something like that for standing up 2006, who lost her job for grabbing another cop and stopping him from beating a handcuffed suspect. She got fired, lost all her pension, everything, and just last week finally got it back after damn near 20 fucking years. All cops are bastards. The people who were supposed to be her brothers and sisters fucked her over. All cops are fucking bastards. Because if you have a job to where people are committing crimes and you don't say shit about it, because the environment is that if you say something, you are the one who's going to suffer for it, all cops are fucking bastards. And they are not needed. We don't need paramilitary groups running around beating the fuck out of our citizens who pay their goddamn salaries. That's not what they're here for. That's not what our job is to pay you to whoop our asses and kill us. Your job is to protect and serve. And if they're not protecting and serves, they're fucking bastards. And that's why all cops are bastards. Because they will protect the dirty, rotten motherfuckers at all costs. Even if that means your death, they will protect those guys. If it means they go down and go to prison with that bastard, they will protect the other cop. All cops are bastards. And they're crooks. Never trust a cop. I don't care what they say, how nice they are, officer fucking friendly. All cops are bastards and crooks. Show me a cop that will stand up and say, that's wrong, I'm turning your ass in. I will show you an unemployed cop. That's the only kind of good cop. An unemployed cop. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's been my little sermon for the night. I'm sure this video is going to get demonetized quick. But anyway, have a nice evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please be safe out there. Don't forget, COVID, once again, is still a thing. People are still dying. People are still getting sick. The infection rate is still going up because we have stupid people who are in politics, who are running shit, who are making our lives miserable because money. So please don't fall into the trap. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family members, and give a damn about the person sitting or standing next to you. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Good personal hygiene is always a help. Social distancing, and take this seriously because hey, how many more hundreds of thousands of people need to die before we actually get people to all take this seriously. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please be safe out there, and by all means, don't forget to be the best heathens that you can be, and have a great evening.